Welcome to the Tela Network podcast. I'm StJohn, a founder at Tela Network and CTO at Solidi Exchange. The topic of this short episode is why crypto podcasters should use Tela. A lot of people listen to podcasts. I listen to podcasts. I've heard podcasters talk about the number of messages they receive, that it's overwhelming, and that they dream of getting to inbox zero. As do we all. I've heard podcasters talk about the difficulty of getting in touch with other podcasters. Both of them are dealing with too many messages, and they each get lost in the noise. I've heard podcasters talk about how hard it can be to contact people to bring on for interviews. I remember one in particular saying that he'd stopped reaching out because his message just sits in the inbox, like everyone else's. Now he only does interviews on request. So, he relies on his content to make the introduction for him. He can't do it himself. I think this situation is terrible. We have instant communication between any two people on the planet. If you really think about this, it's crazy. It's amazing. It's a superpower that people in the past would have fought terrible wars to acquire without hesitation. It just doesn't feel that way. Instead, it feels exhausting. So, this is the problem that Tela is built to solve. Here is Tela in 2 sentences. Your inbox pays you. Use Tela to reduce your inbox overload. How this works. Every message has to pay you a fee before it arrives in your inbox. That's it. It's a very simple idea. It's difficult to build, but that's a separate issue. And we have successfully built it. I should add that if you don't reply within a reasonable time period, which you can set, then the message will be refunded. This is a safeguard for the sender. Now, to use Tela in a podcast, all that the podcaster has to do is add their Tela contact link in their podcast episode description. If you look at the description of this episode, for example, you'll see my own personal Tela contact link. If you send me a message there, I will get it. I don't even have to remember to log in. If I receive new messages, Tela will send me a summary email, and I can choose the notification time period. I'm quite happy to make my Tela contact link public to the whole world, but I would never do this with an email address. I don't have infinite time. I can't allow the world to send me infinite messages. But I can make myself available to the world for some messages if each message pays a fee. Now, why crypto podcasters? This is because on Tela, you need to use a blockchain wallet in order to receive payments. This is not permanent. In future, we will add fiat payments. It's just easier today to get started globally with crypto. We also use wallets for our login system. This is the most secure approach available today. So, for most podcasters, they'd have to learn about crypto wallets and what they are and how to use them. But crypto podcasters already know these things. So for them, signing up to Tela and using it in their podcast is easy. Then it becomes straightforward for them to contact each other, and they're easily available to other people who have something to propose, such as an interview or a collaboration. And that is why crypto podcasters should use Tela. That's the end of this episode. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, or suggestions, you can contact me on Tela. My contact link will be in the description below. A brief request. If you have enjoyed this content, please do share it with someone else who would also like it. Thank you. Yours from a podcast with a reasonably priced inbox. I am StJohn of Tela Network.